Yeah, Braden Shen, and then there's him.
Right.
There's 4 other centers in front of him.
He should be getting more playing time. And I understand if he's more suited to the third line role, but you gotta make him feel like, he's gotta grow into this. You can't just, have guys. I don't know. Giroux, obviously, I don't know what's the matter with him. He's definitely, we know he's capable of a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think he'll come around, but I think the whole team's just really not been there either. But the fact is, they have no room. They can't even make a trade. They can't even pull up a prospect. They can't do much of anything.
Yeah.
That's the issue in Philadelphia. And I think you're right. Again, that mismanagement of the cap and that mismanagement of what kind of players you need at what kind of positions you need is really been. So I think we can pinpoint that.
Mark Streit too. I forgot about him. They brought him in the power play as a power play quarterback, but the power play's been doing worse.
Yeah, and I never thought Mark Streit was that great of a player to begin with.
And it was the wrong type of defenseman to bring in since they already had Kimmo Timonen.
Yeah, who is old, but Mark Streit's not that much younger.
Only 3 or 4 years.
It's nothing significant, and for the fact that I'd take Kimmo Timonen over Mark Streit any day of the week, even though he's 4 years older.
Mark Streit is injury prone too. Didn't he miss an entire year of the Islanders?
Yeah, he must have is. You know how we go with those guys, but you can't say that the GM is the problem with New Jersey. I mean, you can probably say something about the Kovalchuk contract and the Kovalchuk leaving, and the fact that Parise left, and then now just after that, Clarkson and they lost another big piece, didn't they? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making
it was Clarkson and Kovalchuk.
Clarkson and Kovalchuk who really left. So
and now they're losing a first-round pick.
Yeah, that's right because of that Kovalchuk. So
they waited as long as they could.
The one thing they got lucky about is that the recapture penalty is not too bad on them, but they're not really in good shape right now with regards to that, which is why I do see them trading Yager. And do you think they're going to get that first round pick for Yager though?
No,
or it's not for this year.
They're not going to get Yager for a first round pick unless it's Yager of old.
Do you think the teams might not trade them a first round pick this year just so that it's one extra guy left still? Then you know what I mean? Because essentially, if you trade your first round pick to New Jersey, that's that's not one more guy you have. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're missing a spot now. So
yeah.
There's only 29 picks in the first round this year.
Yeah. I don't know. I think teams will just focus on their needs.
I guess so. I guess they really don't need to do that. I'm just really overthinking it.
That extra guy will be picked up by Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think you're already dubbing Buffalo as the number one worst team.
Right now, their bright spot is Hodgson and Miller. And Miller isn't doing too good because of the team in front of him. I think he gets shipped off.
And then they're going to be even worse then, because he made some big saves against the Rangers on Thursday night.
The Rangers had
they had
36 shots through 2 periods.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And I saw those highlights, and Miller was making some unbelievable saves. Like, a game could have been, 6-0.
Yeah.
If it weren't for him. But, and that's why you got to feel for the goal. He only had 2-0, and they were both pretty good goals. And Sabres only mustered about, nothing more than 25 shots, I don't think.
Yeah, but you got to see that the goalie market's not as strong now, especially since the Islanders made their move of Buffalo already. Edmonton could possibly be in the market.
I think there's always going to be a team in the market for it. But the thing is, you don't trade for a goalie at the trade deadline if you're trying to make the playoffs. You usually have your goalie by then,
Yeah, it'll be a team that's...
Right, I think they'll trade him around December, I feel.
Yeah, it'll be a team on the verge that doesn't have a bona fide solid starting goalie.
Yeah, so I think Edmonton makes sense because they can do it, but they definitely need to help at the goaltender position. Obviously Calgary needs help at the goaltender position, but they're not going to part with many of their prospects since they're currently in a rebuild.
I've heard some whispers saying Hawks can't trade Kane up to Buffalo, his hometown.
Do you think that would happen?
I don't think so, since Buffalo is going through a rebuild.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen either. I think the Hawks would be silly to do that.
But it could. I think it could work, especially if they trade Crawford in there too. Maybe get Hodgson.
That's true. That's true. I just think Patrick Kane already having so much experience underneath his belt. I mean, obviously, he's a fan favorite, although his off-ice antics might, if he has another slip up this year, he might find himself getting sent out.
Yeah, but
so that's an interesting point to make there, but I just really don't see it happening. The thing is, though, that they have Kane on with Brendan Saad and Michael Peary right now, so he's not playing with Taves or Bickle or Hossa.
But that line's still been all right.
Yeah, the line's been pretty good.
Although Kane's a -9.
Yeah, that explains my fantasy team's woes.
That's better than Drew, Wayne Simmons, and Kimo Timonen on your team, along with Richard, Stepan, McDonough.
Well, at least Richards and Stepan are scoring goals.
Yeah.
Kane's been kind of cold recently, but in lieu of that, I think there's a lot of teams that would take Miller, but I don't think Miller is going to make it to the trade deadline. I think he's going to be done before. I think he's going to be traded well in advance before the trade deadline. If a team is serious about, because the thing is, I like to say, in my opinion, I think Miller's prime is over.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think he can be a long-term guy, but I think he can be like a quick fix kind of guy. I don't even know where you could slot him in because Montreal is just fine with Price and Budai. Which, again, that would be in the division, so that would be a little tough. Florida, I don't think should take him, even though they need a better goaltender than Markstrom and Thomas. Again, I think it's not for a rebuilding kind of team.
Well, Miller could be a good mentor.
Right.
But not for half a season.
Right, if he's going to go.
Islanders would be good. But
Islanders would be good, but they already kind of did their trade, so the Islanders would be asking for their picks back.
No, I think they would have to give up more. Maybe they do have.
Give up more. Yeah.
They give up. They have a deep prospect pool.
They
could do, but then they would have to convince two people to stay.
Right.
But you never know. Maybe the Olympics, if Ryan Miller is the starter for some reason, Jonathan Quick's heavily favored in the Olympics. But if Ryan Miller comes in and plays fantastic like maybe he did in 2010.
It ups his trade value then, too.
It's just to show that it's the team in front of him, not him.
Right, exactly. Because then he's playing with a bunch of superstars. So.
And if you're Ryan Miller, then you make sure you play your heart out in the Olympics, so maybe you can move somewhere.
To a better team, yeah, a better situation. All right. Well, again, I guess kind of realized we're already more than halfway through our time slot, so we got to get our songs and our sweepers out of the way, so we'll come back at you in a little bit. We're going to try Zach Bellis again, so this first one is going to be Patience is Running Out, and then we'll find another one to play for you, so stick around.
Simple soda starts taking over. Oh, I'm in trouble now. Working too late, world is two-faced. Need a break somehow. 'Cause my patience is running out. It's running out. It's running out. I can feel it now. It's running out. It sounded too fake. Saw you today. Tried to say goodbye. My fault it sure was. Wanted too much. I hope you change your mind. 'Cause my patience is running out. It's running out. so much. Was but so what? Find another crowd. My patience is running out. It's running out. It's running out. I can feel it now. It's running out. Patience is running out. It's running
Marquette Radio is hosting a rockathon to benefit the Pavlov Foundation. We will be collecting donations and playing music live on air from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on November 4th through the 8th in the AMU. Help us support this organization founded by a Marquette Radio alum to benefit children with cancer. Together, we can fight cancer with music and love. We hope to see you there.
Never wanted a key or a crossroad. I never wanted a feud. Never wanted a rhyme or a reason to stop believing in you. The halls will shine with the bright and the fast ones. You fit in every way. Come have a drink with the king of the castle. You got me wasting away. Oh, that night, it's kind of odd. Say goodbye to nothing, to nothing. Never wanted to crowd or deceive you. I never beg you for bread. Never needed the gold on the table, 'cause you were keeping me fed. Right along with the waves of the ocean, just so we can hide. And in the line of the brightest of battles, well, I'll stand by your side.